Hola, my name is Amanda Ritchie. I am the director of our summer study abroad program in Spain, Venga, Vale, Vamos, and I want to talk to you a bit about the program that we're offering that is going to happen this summer, 2026. And so here are some details about it. First off, to be eligible, you have to have finished at least beginning Spanish 2, so that's Spanish 1020. If you are in 1020 now, that means you're going to be eligible this summer. If you haven't taken any Spanish classes, but you took some in high school, you would just take the placement test. Usually, if you've taken at least 2 years in high school, you're going to be eligible for this. Or if you speak Spanish at home, you can also take the placement test and then it'll determine your level. But if you speak Spanish at home, you're probably gonna test right into the 3000 level. If you have any questions about your level of Spanish or the placement test, send me an email. And I can give you the link to the placement test. It's a quick 10 minutes, and I can help you with that. Depending on where you place and what level you're in right now, that will tell us what credits you're going to get. You're going to get 6 Spanish credit hours for participating in this program. You'll get, if you're in the 1000 level now, if you're finishing the 1000 level, you'll get 2000 level credits for this program. If you're in the 3000 level or test into the 3000 level, you get 3000 level credits for this program. So if you are a major or minor in Spanish and you're at the 3000 level now, you would get 2 more classes towards that major or minor, or maybe you're getting a certificate, anything like that, that'll go towards those. If you are in the 1000 level classes, you're going to get credit at the 2000 level of Spanish. With that being said, those of you that are in the lower division, we have a intermediate Spanish proficiency micro certificate available now. And so if you are finishing 1020 right now, these classes can go towards this micro certificate if you participate in this program this summer. Just a few other things to let you know about if you're not familiar with the different offerings we have in our department. We have a certificate in Spanish for business that includes 4 classes at the 3000 level. We have a certificate in Spanish for health professions that is also 4 classes. A minor in Spanish is 5 classes at the 3000 level, and we also have a minor in linguistics. For these first 3 certificates, studying abroad will count, if you're at the 3000 level, will count towards these certificates and towards this minor. It'll also count towards the major, like I said. Everyone is kind of different in where their level is and what classes they've taken so far. So just reach out to me and I can help you figure out what exactly these credits will go towards. But definitely they're going to go towards the major and the minor in Spanish. So we study in this town called Valladolid. It's about 2 hours north of Madrid. And that's where we're going to live for the whole month of June. Valladolid is a pretty big city. It has 300,000 people, so lots to do, lots to explore in this city. But the benefit is not very touristy. So when you get lost, you have to ask for directions in Spanish. Your teachers are going to be speaking to you in Spanish. Everything is going to be in Spanish, so it's going to be a full cultural immersion. Also, because there's less tourists, you get that real immersion in the Spanish-speaking culture. Um, these are just kind of buildings that are throughout Valladolid. Really, really beautiful architecture. So much to explore there. You're going to take, so since you're getting 6 credit hours, you're going to take two groups of classes. One class is going to be with your CU professor, which I'll explain in a minute. And then the other group of classes is just going to be 3 weeks, and it's going to be at the University of Valladolid. You'll take grammar, conversation, and culture classes for total 4 hours every morning for 3 weeks. And so 4 hours, 5 days a week for 3 weeks, and then you finish those classes, and that's one of your classes. One of your 3 credit hours is going to be transferred to CU. You're going to take a placement test before going, so it'll place you in the correct class. We always can kind of change those classes if you feel like it's too easy or too hard. The goal is that you're getting the class that's perfect for you. What's great about these is that your teachers are from Spain, they're from Valladolid, so you get the real authentic experience of having a class in Spain with a Spanish teacher, which is going to be different in how they format their class and how they teach their class than you do here in the US, which is kind of part of the fun cultural experience. You're going to live with Spanish host families as well, so that again gives you that real experience, that all that practice speaking. You get their delicious 3 meals a day that they make, and you can really get to know people, sometimes when you're traveling, it's hard to get to know locals, but this is a really great way to get to know locals. One of the benefits too of living in host families, you kind of can talk about deeper topics. And one thing that's wonderful in Spain is political correctness is not an issue. Everyone talks about whatever they want and no one gets offended. So you can really bring up any subject, politics, religion, anything you want, and they'll talk about it. They'll tell you their opinion, and there's never a worry of anyone getting offended. So that's kind of a fun thing that you get to experience when you're living with your family as well. Daily life in Spain. So you'll have classes in the morning. Most of the classes, the university is like kind of right on the outskirts of the city. So you can either take a bus, a public bus there, very easy to use, or you can walk there. A lot of students walk there. And so you'll do that every morning. You'll come home, and then that'll be time for lunch. 1 o'clock is when everyone usually eats lunch. It's la comida. It's the biggest meal of the day. Everyone sits down as a family and eats this meal, usually a few courses. And then everything closes down in Spain, and then everyone takes a siesta. So everyone will take the siesta, everything closes down. And then at about 5 o'clock, everyone kind of starts moving again and going out and about. So you'll have every evening free to live the Spanish lifestyle, live like the locals, explore the city. So many beautiful cathedrals, so many beautiful, so much architecture to explore. Um, Lots of outdoor seating. So it's like very relaxed there. No one's in a rush. They'll sit down and they'll have a coffee or a glass of wine or a beer, and they'll sit and talk for hours. And then you're sitting in with these beautiful surroundings and beautiful architecture. And so tons of cafes and places no one's really hanging out inside. Everyone's out and about. So places to have tapas and food, cafes to have a drink outside, architecture to explore, really great shopping as well. Lots of great clothing stores if you like that. But plenty to do in the evenings. Um, Ice cream as well. Their ice cream is unlike anything you'll have ever tried here in the US. I like to get ice cream every evening as part of my evening ritual in Spain. Um, and then here's kind of what it looks like in Spain. They have a really neat park, so lots of outdoor seating, not only at restaurants, but just like benches where you can sit and people watch. Lots of beautiful parks. There's this park El Campo Grande that has wild peacocks that are everywhere in the park, which is kind of really fun to explore. Also, one evening a week as a CU group, we'll go as a group to explore different cities. Here's a city called Burgos. This is about 2 hours north of where Valladolid is. This is the entrance into the city, and it has this beautiful Gothic cathedral you can explore. And then you have just kind of time to do whatever you'd like there. Explore the cathedral, go to the museums, go to the cafes, grab a bite to eat, walk around and see the city. We'll give you tips on what we recommend doing, and then the rest is kind of free time for you to do whatever you'd like. There's this neat little hike you can do where it's a view of the whole city of Burgos from up above. Is kind of what it looks like in Burgos. Lots of seating everywhere. People watching is something fun to do everywhere you go in Spain. Another city we'll go to as a CU group one evening is we'll take a train to Ávila. So this is this small little town surrounded by an old Roman wall, and you can climb to the top of the wall. And so this is the view kind of from the top, and so you can explore the city. Just kind of the history in Spain is unlike anything we have here in the US, so it's really impressive to see in person, and especially all these structures that are still standing. And so that's kind of like what we are doing on a day-to-day. Also, throughout this time you're there, you're going to have the course with your CU professor. This will start a little bit before. We'll do a little bit of some discussion posts and things before going. And then you'll do, while you're there, you'll do a personal journal. You'll do some mini essays, kind of reflecting on in the language, reflecting on different things like the cultural differences you notice, talking about the excursions you go on, things like that. And you'll have some podcasts as well throughout the time you're there. And the objectives of these assignments are to improve your written and your spoken Spanish, and then also to increase your personal growth, your academic growth, your growth in the language, and also your cultural awareness. So you can come out of it having really grown as a student and as a person from the experience. And then at the end, we'll have a final project. It'll be kind of up to you as to what you want to do, whether it be like a research essay or more of a personal project, a creative project based on your experience. You'll have lots of options and some guidance on that. And that'll be due after the program is over. So also on the weekends, you'll have free time. And then on Saturdays, you'll take trips with the University of Valladolid's culture teachers. This is one of the cities we go to, Segovia. It has these beautiful Roman aqueducts that are still standing today. And so you'll explore this with your culture teacher. You'll learn the history behind it. And then have the rest of the time to explore the city. So some of the main sites are those aqueducts. And then also it's got this castle that the king and queen used to live in. You have to cross like a moat to get to it, a drawbridge. And then you can go to the top of this tower and like here's a view of the castle from the top. So you'll go with your cultural teachers, you'll explore the rooms of the castle, what they used to be used for back in the day when the king and queen were living there. And then after this tour, the second part of the day is just free to explore. Beautiful cathedrals, more architecture to explore, a really fun city just to get lost in, some fun shopping to do there, places to eat. So lots to do in your free time. Here's a view of the city from the top of the tower. Um, and so then you'll also go to other cities, a city called Salamanca on the weekend as well. And then so there'll be weekend trips planned for day trips. And so then after the 3 weeks of taking classes at the University of Valladolid, we'll have a clausura closing ceremony where we all get dressed up and you receive diplomas saying you've like finished your classes at the University of Valladolid. We'll have a nice little celebration afterwards where everyone will get some tapas and some drinks, and we'll celebrate in this beautiful old palace, and kind of are having finished your classes at Valladolid. And then so that's going to be on a Friday of the third week. That was the third full week we're there. And then we have the program until Wednesday of the following week. So you have about 4 or 5 days free. So you can stay with your host family and stay in Valladolid and continue to live this Spanish lifestyle, but without the stress of having the classes in the morning. Or you're more than welcome to travel to other places that interest you throughout Spain. Some students go up north or down south or on the west coast of Barcelona. And so your instructors can guide you and give you some tips on places to go. Um, Even if you went with not out knowing anyone, which most people go without knowing anyone, you're going to come back with so many great friends. And so you're going to really bond with all your classmates that are there because you're all experiencing this together. So I have no doubt that you'll have plenty of people you want to spend time with, whether in Valladolid or traveling somewhere afterwards. Um, Beyond going on a trip that last weekend of our program, you're more than welcome to stay after the program ends. A lot of people will have like their spouse or parents or sibling or significant other or a friend come, and then you can continue to travel. So after you've spent a month there, you're going to be really familiar with the public transport, the trains, the buses, how it is to travel in Europe, and you're going to be able to be a really great tour guide and take your significant other um, on more travel adventures. Tons to see still in Spain. You can stay in Spain, but other countries as well. It's very easy to get from one country to another, very cheap flights you can get. And so you can continue your travels afterwards if you're interested in that. And so just to kind of close with some benefits of studying abroad, um, you're going to get 6 credit hours. So that's, a lot of credit hours. That's going to go towards your major or minor, or just go towards the electives you need. The cost is $4,500. That's going to count those 6 credit hours. That's going to be all the traveling I talked about, living with the family, your room and board, and the meals for the whole 4 weeks that we're there. Um, and it's going to go on your tuition like a summer class would. So you can use financial aid and things like that if you need it. There's also some scholarships available. Please reach out to me and I can give you more information on the scholarships we have. We have some through our department. We have some at the Office of Global Ed and some international scholarships as well. And then you have time to talk to the financial aid advisor and figure out your financial aid and see what can be covered. You can also use like kind of like the payment plan because this is going to be on your summer tuition, so it's not going to be due till summer tuition typically is due. So you can also do payment plans and things like that. The only thing you'll need to buy before this is your flight. So the only thing not included is the flight, but everything else will be included. You're going to really, really increase your fluency because you're going to be immersed in it 24/7. So that's going to really help you. You're going to gain a lot of confidence in your Spanish speaking skills. So you're going to be just a lot more confident. I know before I studied abroad, I was really shy. And then I studied abroad and I came back and I was participating in my classes. I was like so outgoing because I was so excited by how much I improved in my language because I was kind of forced to. You have no choice but to speak to communicate and it can really improve your fluency. So you'll be much more motivated and you'll excel much more in your classes. Also, in beyond just the language improvement, you're going to learn how to communicate with people from other cultures. They do things differently, they act differently, they have different feelings, and this is going to be really helpful for you and in growing and understanding other cultures. And you can take that and use that in your future career. Employers are looking for people that are more globally aware, culturally aware, globally competent. And so having this experience is going to help look great on a resume. It's what not just for being able to speak Spanish and communicate with Spanish speakers, but because you've lived in another country and you more culturally aware, globally aware, that's going to be really beneficial. And the class that you do with us as the CU instructors, that is going to kind of give you the tools and the words you need to be able to describe this to an employer because a lot of the focus is kind of how you've improved, and so you can take everything that you've kind of done for our class and be like, here, look at what I can do now, and look at how I've grown as a person from my experience abroad, and you can use that in interviews and things when you're applying for jobs after graduation. And then this kind of is the same thing in the same realm of personal growth. When you study abroad, you leave your comfort zone, so it's going to be uncomfortable at times, but that's the way that you grow as a person is by leaving your comfort zone. So it might be hard in the moment, but you're going to reflect back on it and realize like, wow, I really grew as a person from this experience. You're become much more independent, self-reliant. You're going to be confident in yourself, and going to gain it you're going to gain appreciation for how they do things in other countries that's maybe better, how we do things in our country that's maybe better, and it just kind of just broadens your worldview. Some things that they do there that students reflected on is like they walk everywhere. They never need a car. They're much more environmentally friendly. They value much more relationships and speaking with others and having spending that time together, which we sometimes don't spend as much time with others, and so spending that quality time with other people, those social aspects are something that the students notice as well. They're a lot more chill. They're not as like go, go, go. They have a lot more free time. They're not in a rush like we are here in the US, which is really fun to experience and kind of makes you reflect on your own life and things you might want to change in your own life when you get back. So overall, really great benefits academically, personally, professionally. Definitely every student that's went has no regrets. It's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth the time you have to take off work. It's absolutely worth the price because for this experience, there's no price tag for it. And you're going to make lifelong friends from this program as well. And it's going to be just a life-changing experience. So I encourage you to apply. And I'm sending this email that has the link to the application. You have my email as well if you have further questions. We're going to be doing it every summer, but if you have time this summer, I definitely encourage you to do it now and not wait. And I promise you, you will not regret it. It changed my life studying abroad, and I promise it'll change yours too for the better. Okay, well, thanks for your time and adios.